Ancelotti has had the pleasure of managing a genuinely elite footballers across his time, with the likes of AC Milan, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, PSG and Real Madrid. The flair of Vinicius Junior, the best of Cristiano Ronaldo, the technical excellence of Kaka, and the steel of John Terry, and it goes on. First, let's take a look at substitutes bench of honourable mentions before we kick off. Dida, John Terry, Ashley Cole, Marcelo, Frank Lampard, Toni Kroos, Andriy Shevchenko, Vinicius Junior, and Gareth Bale. It was incredibly close between Dida and Courtois, but the towering Belgium just about takes the number 1 spot. The man simply does not crumble under pressure. Imperious. The final club of his career, only Ancelotti could link up with an aging Cafu and suddenly make him look timeless, playing a part in what many would argue was the best stint of his career. A man that somehow flies under the radar when discussing greats in today's game, Nesta was an absolute monster at the back. He made being a centre-back look beautiful. Arguably the most complete centre-back of all time. Don't even suggest otherwise. He's a serial winner and has all the ability to back it up. You'd go to war with him and he would with you. Teammates at Milan in the late 1980s and early 90s, they played together and became champions together. That made their Champions League wins together in 2003 and 2007 all the more special, among the other domestic dominance together at Milan. You can't do a greatest 11 and not include Seedorf. The Dutchman remains the only player in football to have won the Champions League with 3 separate clubs. Consider that and his very obvious talent as a player, it makes it very difficult not to pick him. An all-round midfield maestro. Perhaps the only man that can rival Ancelotti for looking endlessly cool, Pirlo, of course lines up alongside former Milan colleague Seedorf, who sits second and third respectively in Ancelotti's all-time most used players. That range of pass, that technical ability, the leadership, and the devilishly handsome looks. Yeah, absolutely. A man that is only getting his flowers more recently, Luka Modric continues to be the shining star, in Real Madrid's midfield under Ancelotti at the age of 37, playing just as key a role as he did a decade earlier, during Ancelotti's first spell in charge of the club. The Brazilian was one of a kind. A majestic player in every way imaginable. Watching him burst onto the scene with Milan, under Ancelotti was a special time for football, especially as they lifted the Champions League together. Beating out the likes of Shevchenko and Filippo Inzaghi, Benzema has unlocked new levels in recent years at Real. The pair have worked seamlessly in Ancelotti's second spell at Real. 2 veterans together, desperate to get back to the top of the mountain. And they did. Under Ancelotti, Benzema finally realized his potential and fired himself to the 2022 Ballon d'Or award. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner was the star man, during Ancelotti's first spell in Madrid. Ronaldo was simply unstoppable and continued to access lofty new heights that previously felt unthinkable. The Portuguese winger began his transformation into a goal-getting centre-forward, in the early 2010s and was the man to rely on for Ancelotti.